Hello. Um, this is one of a series of video experiences I want to share about the things I've done in my life that led to the discovery of something. Very early on in my practice, in my late 20s, into my 30s, I would practice a meditational type experience while focusing on one thing consistently over a period of time. And I found that I had a wide variety of experiences. And this is one of those experiences. Call it an exploration of blood. And my reason for this was I was operating on the premise that blood is important and that blood is somehow the vital force within the human body. And that blood, obviously, carrying the oxygen, vitalizes my existence and life, and so on. All the justifiable reasons for wanting to explore the blood. Now, part of my intention and desire to go there was to increase my cognitive feeling for my own body as a vessel for being able to experience more of the unusual. Let me explain that again. I went inside of bone crystals to increase my awareness and feeling inside of bone crystals, and I had amazing experiences. But I did the same thing in nerve cells and in different glands, the pineal, the pituitary, the thymus. I would go inside of different body systems or different body locations with the intended purpose of putting my awareness and then gradually the increasing experience of feeling into my body so that I could feel more of the existence of my own life force or soul inside the body. So I was operating on the premise that the more I vitalize my awareness about the existence of my own body, it would increase my sensitivity to my own soul. I had so many experiences that would take a long time to go through them, but I am going to record, a dozen or 2 dozen different ones. And then there are times it just did not work. And I'm going to tell you about one of those. And that was a time period where I was doing the blood. So in my early years, because I grew up in the world of hunting, as a boy, we had hunting dogs, and I used to have a symbol that my own mind was like a bloodhound. I saw my mind as being something that was capable of being trained and told what to do. So I would tell my mind, like a bloodhound, today we're going after blood cells. I want to learn the truth about a blood cell. And then the little dog would go where I would, my favorite, I don't use the same, symbol anymore, even though I do have a fondness for bloodhounds. I would put my dog inside a actual picture. This is a red blood cell. So I would tell my bloodhound, stay focused on the inside of that cell, and I want you to find the cell nucleus. That bloodhound was normally totally obedient. If I said stay focused somewhere, it stayed there, it would be pointing, and it would guide me. And anyway, in this situation, the bloodhound kept coming back. I go, what's the matter? I told you to go focus on this red blood cell and find me the cell nucleus. I wanted to go to the cell nucleus because I wanted to be inside the middle of the red blood cell, all for the apparent reasons. I know this is somewhat a little silly, but this is what I do. And that bloodhound kept coming back. And then one day I told a very brilliant doctor friend of mine, his name was Eliezer ben Joseph. He's since gone on to his own world. I said, Ellie, I'm having a trouble. My bloodhound keeps coming back because I keep telling him to focus on the red blood cell and the cell nucleus. And he said, very matter of fact, DJ, did you know that the red blood cell does not have a cell nucleus? Duh. No. I just assumed that a red blood cell would have a cell nucleus. No, the red blood cell does not have a cell nucleus. Hence, your bloodhound was doing the right thing because you told him to do something that was not possible. Wow, huge lesson on that one. So then I changed the bloodhound's focus and said, focus on the middle of the inside of a red blood cell. Now that bloodhound was on the track. Took me about another 3 months, which, by the way, I found that 3 to 4 months of a continuous focus on something typically led to a breakthrough. So in this situation, I had a breakthrough, but it was a little bit bizarre. I know it's hard to believe I have bizarre experiences, but this was bizarre for me. So here I am, I find myself physically inside a red blood cell that was, now I'm the size of me, but I'm inside of a house. I'm looking around and I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. And I keep looking, and then sure enough, I see the strangest thing. I see this little man, not me. I see a little man who's looks like he's made out of silver or mercury. He seemed to have a metallic silver shine. His whole body was humanoid, but metallic mercury silver color. And he was standing in the middle of the blood cell like a statue, focused. And he was there only for the receiving and transmission of life force. Okay, I'm going to go to another picture just for a moment so you kind of get the feeling of the difference between the red blood cell and the next one. Here, let me show you. It was something like this, but not like this. This is the best I could do graphically. But the feeling was thousands, millions of times more intense. Of this little metallic me, but not me, this metallic sentinel. He was like a guardian and a sentinel and a transmitter inside, and it was transmitting life force. Now, what am I supposed to do with that? I had no idea. Do I do something with this? He seems to be doing a pretty good job already. That the red blood cell is a sentinel connecting my physical body with my soul and the universe. Look, just because I have these experiences doesn't mean I understand them. Well, by the way, just because you have an enlightening experience doesn't mean you're enlightened at all. So I've had many enlightening experiences, and pardon me, I feel as dumb as a grunt. I don't understand this stuff. So what is this beautiful metallic silver sentinel inside the blood cell actually doing? I decided not to mess with it because it seemed like it was doing a pretty good job of something I don't comprehend. every now and then I get curious about going back there again and, touching it. But sometimes, by the way, I haven't had really terrible experiences doing this, but there are times that I've learned to not do things too much. Yes, I'll tell you about some of my mistakes sometimes where I did something a little too much, but somehow I survived. And I'm very grateful for my guides for keeping me alive doing this, because whenever you ask to do experiences like this, ask your guide to go with you. Show me this. Help me learn this. Have faith. Believe in the divine intelligence, even though we don't comprehend it. Ask for help. Me, I'm still learning about the inside of the body, and this is how I do some of these things. So I thought you might benefit from that. And if you want to go to a blood cell, you go right ahead. I have a few suggestions about how to get inside and what to do when you get there, like the fallopian, like the bone crystals, like the spinal cord, the pineal. If you're not going in the pineal, yeah, you don't know what you're missing. So you think that DMT from mushrooms or ayahuasca is better than the DMT that you can do inside the pineal? Nah, sorry. I would urge you to go there on your own, but that's another example of another moment, but not today. So this is where I am. Take this for what it is and, use it or not. I'll come back with another curiosity at another time. See ya.